real estate professional and marketing entrepreneur. I hope everyone is having a fabulous day and just wanted to welcome you to another episode of State of the Real Estate Market with Chris Brown. That is myself. So welcome, welcome, and welcome. This is a channel where we not only talk about buying, selling, and investing in real estate, but we also talk about the great things of being an entrepreneur, as well as building generational wealth in today's world. So, welcome to this episode. And if you have not already done so, be sure to subscribe to this channel because, as I said, we're going to be giving lots of tidbits, lots of nuggets throughout the process. If this is something that you would be interested in, those topics of buying, selling, investing, entrepreneur, or building generational wealth, you want to make sure that you subscribe to this channel. And better yet, also click on the notification button and share this information. Share this information if you find it to be helpful to yourself, or it may be helpful to someone else that you dearly care about. Show them that you care about them by sharing this information with them as well. So in today's topic, we wanted to talk about how to sell your home as is in today's market. And that's 2021. So a lot of people are asking me, what do you mean selling your property as is? And there's a myth that's out there where it says, where a lot of people think if they're selling their home as is, then there must be a lot going on with it. Yes and no. It all depends. But that is what a lot of buyers think. So this is actually going out to my sellers. So my sellers, if you're in a position where you're trying to sell your home and you want to sell it as is, because there's a number of reasons of wanting to do so. But let's talk about what we're going to discuss in this particular episode. We're going to talk about how to list your home, especially if you're thinking about selling it as is, completing general home improvements, how to sell fast without completing any repairs, important home repairs, easy upgrades, marketing and fixer-upper. Okay, so let's start off with how to list your home. Well, first of all, if you're going to be listing your home, make sure that it's in the description that you are selling this property as is. Because the reason being, if someone finds something going on with the property, they should know that you are actually selling this property in its as is condition. So you may get a couple of buyers that want the home to be extremely perfect, but there may be something with the paint on the wall, a snag on the screen, a loose doorknob. You're selling the property as is, go ahead and place that in your description, because if you do that, that will help you avoid people thinking that they can go ahead and get the property repaired to the T when they're under contract. Disclose and inspect. So what I mean by this is that you've lived in the property for how many years? So you know, for the most part, a number of things that's going on with the property, whether it be something good or something bad. You want to disclose that information. And then you also want to try to get it inspected, because if you get it inspected, they'll test the functionality of the home, go through it, air condition, the roof, all that information will be in a detailed report. So if you're selling it as is and you provide this information when you're in the process of selling your home as is, it's kind of being upfront. So people know what they're getting or have a general idea of what they're getting. Also understand what high priority repairs are. So you want to know, if you're going to sell your home, should you address your high priority repairs? Or actually go over what a few of those high priority repairs are. Because if you're selling as is and you do not address the high priority repairs, people are going to nickel and dime you on that. And that's going to prevent you from getting a top dollar, for the as is property. Even though we're in the seller's market at the time of this recording, we're in a seller's market. So keep in mind what would be necessary as a high priority repair. Cosmetic repairs. You want to spruce up the place. I know you're selling it as is, but spruce it up. Give it, what's the saying? Was it lipstick on a pig, as they would say? Do that. Let's do the landscaping. Let's put some fresh landscaping, cut the grass, perhaps even, lightly power wash the driveway or the home itself to get rid of the cobwebs, the wasp nests, the dirt that's been there building up for years on the concrete on the walkway to the home. Spruce it up a little bit. It doesn't cost you a lot of money at all. All right, the next I want to talk to you guys about how to sell fast without completing repairs. So some people are doing this on a regular basis as a seller in today's market because they feel that they can put anything out there on the market that it will sell. Well, there's a process, there's a way of doing it, and you just don't want to put anything that's out there, because even if you do put anything out there, you still want to kind of spruce it up, okay? So people who are really attracted to sellers that just want to do nothing with the property are your iBuyers. Your iBuyers, they're typically going to offer cash for their home, and they're going to also offer you pretty low, 20, 30%, maybe even 40% of market value, that they'll discount that from the market value of the home, 30, 40%. So keep in mind, if you do sell without making repairs, and it also depends on the type of repairs. If it's major repairs, and like I said, we'll go through that in this presentation, cash offers. So if you're selling as is, not completing repairs, it's probably going to possibly limit you to only cash offers, depending upon the type of repair that's needed. Because a lot of people that are getting financing, the home has to be in a certain condition in order for it to pass inspection for any type of lender. So if you're in this position where your home needs a number of repairs and for some reason it doesn't qualify under FHA financing, VA financing, or even conventional financing, then you're going to find yourself in a limited pool of actual buyers. And those are going to be cash buyers, and they will know, what your options are. Now, us being in a seller's market right now, we're looking at the opportunities of people are really picking up properties that need some work. However, you can get a lot more, a little lipstick on it, but there's ways of doing it. Low offers. Definitely expect low offers if you're not going to do any repairs. Don't expect to get top dollar if you're not doing any repairs to the property. I mean, that just tells any potential buyer that you're just not motivated to sell a home. So you'll probably definitely get it sold at the discounted rate, whereas people, they probably wouldn't even look at it as being a possible option for them. But keep that in mind. Low offers are to come if you're not going to do any repairs to the home. So important home repairs. So this is the topic that I've been telling you guys about. These are a few things that you need to think about. Replacing the roof. If you have a 20-year-old roof, you may want to repair that. And the reason I say that is because if you do, it's going to help benefit you in the long run. And reason being is because when a roof, especially a roof, that's a big item. When a roof needs to be repaired, it's the hat of the investment. If it rains, it means that the inside of the house is going to get damaged. If it's a bad roof. If it's 20 years old and it claims that it's not leaking or anything, it's probably going to be leaking a week after whoever buys it, and that's typically how it happens. So keep that in mind. Place that roof if you can. Now, obviously, if you can't, don't expect top dollar. Updating the HVAC system. I'm in Florida, Tampa Bay area to be specific, and if you don't have AC in a home, that's a big issue. It gets hot and humid, and it does not feel good during the summertime. So you got to have your AC working. That will definitely scare off a lot of buyers. Updating your electrical. Make sure your electrical, this is part of any 4-point inspection, checking out the electrical panel, make sure it's updated, make sure it's not, they call it, I think it's double backing or pigtailing within the breakers. Plumbing. Make sure that your plumbing is pretty good. Some homes, they have the cast iron if it's an older home, and then you have other homes where you may have leaks. So make sure that that is good to go, because that's not a good situation to be in. I've actually come across a property where they had leaks behind the wall. And it was interesting because when you walked into the home, and it was vacant at the time because it ended up foreclosing and a whole bunch of other stuff. But when they had to make the repair, and they actually did repair it, they made the repair, but when they made the repair, you can see where they've cut multiple squares into the wall. And I'm not talking about like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Throughout this home, I believe it was almost 22 or 23 different holes, because it was leaking in so many different places that they had to cut holes, and they were just that big of a gap, or they couldn't find the leak, or they thought they fixed it, and then when they turned it on, they were still losing pressure, so they saw that, identified another leak. Yes, so keep that in mind. Plumbing is important. Water heater, make sure that that's replaced. If it's an old water heater, I don't know if you ever seen one of those water heaters burst, just because it's so old, and next thing you know, it just explodes. And specifically, it causes flooding. So you got to figure, if you have a 50-gallon water heater and that burst on you, whoo, that's a big issue. A lot of water. And then you also want to address termite, mold, and water damage issues. We're in Florida. If it's, people always ask, hey, does the home have termites? Which is a good question, very good question. But a lot of homes here in Florida, at some point, they're going to have some bit of termite. Not saying that if a home is halfway falling apart that's acceptable. No, but they may have a little bit of damage in the doorways where you may identify it, and you may have to just address it. Even if the home is a concrete block home, you still have wood in the rafters, you still have wood within the house itself, the home itself. And these guys are in Florida, they have the kind that fly, termites that fly, they have the kind that come from underground, all kinds of craziness. So termites could be an issue, and if there is an issue, you want to make sure you address it. Important home repairs. So with home repairs that come up, like we said, was replacing the roof. I think we discussed this. Updating the HVAC, we discussed that. Yep. We did that. Okay. The less expensive updates to sell fast. So landscaping. Like I said, get some new mulch, put it out there, get some fertilizer. Especially if you're in a rainy season, get some fertilizer, sprinkle it on the front lawn, and that makes the grass just sprout. So even if you don't have the grass, and you may not want to say, hey, I want to replace the whole lawn with grass, with sod, add some fertilizer to it. Fresh paint goes extremely long way. Even if you may say, hey, it doesn't need to be painted, you'll be surprised of the difference when you put on a fresh coat of paint. Caulking in the bathrooms, in the kitchen. And that comes from natural wear and tear, especially in your bathrooms, because you use that a lot. In your kitchens, you're constantly putting water there, placing cleaning liquids on the countertops, and wiping things down, constantly wiping at it. It naturally loses its caulking over a number of years, especially if someone's lived in the home for a while. So my sellers, be sure to, it's a small expense. A tube of caulking costs $3. Think about it. It'll be worth it. Light fixtures and light bulbs. So if you can change up the light fixtures, if you've lived there for a number of years and the same light fixtures are there, try to modernize it. You can buy new light fixtures, anywhere between, I'd say between $10 and $50. Between $10 and $50 for a light fixture. Specifically like in the bathroom, the master bedroom and bathroom. Change out those light fixtures if you can. Even in the kitchen, especially if those ones are old. change them out. It's a small expense. Then also the light bulbs. So a lot of people, if they've lived in their home for a while, they may have the light bulbs that give like a yellowish look in the room. So what you want to do is actually get they have the bright whites. So when a room is lit up, it gives it a different appeal. One, it makes it feel like it's cleaner. Two, it makes it feel like it's a little bit bigger versus, say, a dark room. And it's more refreshing, and people are more vibrant when they're walking through a home that's brightness. It's like that's why we open up the blinds so we can let the light in. We're not living in the dark. So opening things up. So keep that in mind. Cleaning the floors and pulling the carpet. And I'll tell you what I mean by pulling the carpet here shortly. Cleaning the floors, let's polish them, especially if the floors may need polishing or anything along those lines. Polish the floors. If you have like a porcelain floor, or if you have a marble floor, those are things that could be polished. Clean up the floors, the tile, if it has tile, or carpet. Even with the carpet, let's do a deep cleaning. Then I also said pulling the carpet, because I see this a lot with people who, like when you take pictures of a big room, and the carpet it's all bunched up. You got to pull the carpet, straighten it out, because people identify that and they see that, and their minds as a buyer, it goes completely left. They just think that the floor is raggedy and it's old. So if you pull the carpet, clean it, then pull it, that will be very beneficial to you. So keep that in mind. So there you go, guys. I just wanted to kind of talk to you about a few different items that were there. As always, I always tell people, hey, if you're thinking about selling your home, let's see what we can do to kind of help you out. If you want a free desktop evaluation of your home, you could always visit showmyhomeestimate.com. That is a website that will give you a desktop evaluation in about 2 minutes. Or if you are in the Tampa Bay area, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me at realestatewithchrisbrown.com, or even call directly, and we'll set up an appointment that you may be interested in getting a free evaluation. And I did say free. I will do a free evaluation for you. Just mention that you heard on the YouTube channel. And as always, I always tell people, if you are feeling sociable, be sure to follow me on social media. I do have a Facebook, Instagram. I am on a few other platforms, but if you generally look me up, you'll find me at Chris Brown RE Pro. Feel free to do that. Reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you out. And I hope this information was of value. If you are in the process of selling your home, you really don't want to make any repairs, or you want to do very minimum and just sell it as is because you don't plan on replacing it, this is a great video. Or if you know of someone else, share this with them and let them know that, hey, you got to check out this video by Chris Brown. So once again, to everyone, I appreciate your time. I am Chris Brown, your real estate professional and marketing entrepreneur, with another episode of State of the Real Estate Market with Chris Brown. Thank you, and I appreciate everyone. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this information with someone else. Take care.